Oh dear God, what's with the hat? Well, I'll tell you. It is not specifically related to what I'm about to read, but it does set a bit of a mood. Um, so it has come to my attention that a lot of people who read my poems have expressed this preference towards the ones that happen to follow a more standard approach. Stanzas, meter, rhyme, verse, the like. Truthfully, a lot of my poems are written in such a way that they are meant to be performed. Um, while I do find them beautiful, it is about the recitation more so than the way that it is written. I try to write them out best I can so that it would be understood how they would be read aloud. But the truth is, much of my inspiration in my writing style comes from, I mean, classics. And I happen to have in my possession, very fortunately, a complete works of Shakespeare. And just to kind of get in the mood, I'm going to pick a poem at random of mine from my book. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to pick one that's got a more performative aspect. And to get in the mood, I'm going to read without accent or performance. I know this is Macbeth saying this. I'm going to read a partial soliloquy of Macbeth's written by Shakespeare, just to kind of set the tone. I've not done this type of thing in the video before, and I do. Oh, I miss performing. Granted, I'm on stage every week teaching a class, but that's teaching a painting class, and there's an opportunity for flair, but there's not such an opportunity for performance. So, to set the tone, to prepare for one of my poems, I'm just going to jump right in with this. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this pretty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted, fools, the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage. And then he is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. All right, so emotion, bit of performative quality. Yes, I write that way a lot. Now, hat belonging to some other time is going back on the shelf. Book belonging to some other author is going back on the shelf. And now to select one of my own and give a true performance of how it was meant to be heard. Difficulty is going to be picking which one. Let's see here. Has to be one I've not read aloud before, right? So, granted, I may stumble on the words. I've not memorized my own writing. I simply wrote it. Okay. This one seems good. The Fight. I'd give you a page number, but honestly, the updated editions of this, the page numbers have changed. I've added stanzas here and there, made edits. There's an art to the physical. There's something simple about the direction of motion, the balance, the weight, the push and pull of force that leads us to an understanding. When we use our bodies, we feel, we burn, we ache. We throw our forms into the action of expression. When the body does these things, it is direct, explicit in our awareness, clear in our purpose. There's peace to face the physical and allow these, whether it be the execution of violence or the abandons of love. It is simple. Through the pain or the pleasures of our flesh, we are released ever so briefly. We move to bring it into sight. We create and we destroy. We use our weight to make visible the true fight, a fight that lives below the surface. Every day we walk about the world, the simple actions of people on the street, in their homes, at their jobs. And these things appear self-evident, manifest within their nature of that what we cannot otherwise express. Though hidden from the sight of others, we battle each day with a greater fight. It lies invisible inside the soul of each human being. Turmoil from within, a war that rages in the heart and minds, where the material world allows us little relief. It remains the only relief we know. Though somewhere we acknowledge the fleeting nature of these bodies, we salve ourselves by surrender to their calling. Because the fight outside is something that is clearer to understand, easier to call into name. The rules of the body are definite in their nature. These principles of gravity, pain, pleasure, mass, and motion. We can't touch them. Misread. We can touch them. We can see them. We can taste and feel and hear. And we are comforted. But indefinite are the constructs of the deeper struggle. And as we travel to and fro, exercising our control over the material, we fight on from the inside out. Without knowing the cost, without knowing the reward, without knowing what the purpose may be. Even those of us with belief, with faith, and some knowledge of the soul, we fight to rein in the countless emotions and thoughts that drive us. It is the invisible pain that haunts our waking hours, the longing. All of us we fight in this never-ending quest for an internal rest. We fight without an opponent. We fight in the pursuit of love. We fight in the feeling of isolation. We fight for the balance, for the motion, for the weight, for the push and pull to become the calm of stillness. There is an art to the intangible as well. And for that we reach deep, desperately grasping at religion, at philosophy, at romance, ideas of connection, love, hate, family, morality, right, wrong, us, them. Any connective premise in which we may finally find the answer to not fade away, to continue the fight forever. And that is the beauty of humanity. That even if we achieve peace on earth, we will continue as always the fight to finally become that which we struggle to understand. To be more, to be less, to be at peace with ourselves, together and alone. We are all bonded by the same simple thing. Hope that the fight both ends and continues. Because that is who, that is what we are. We are fighters. We are lovers. We are individuals. We are one. Someday all that surrounds us fades. The stones, they crumble to dust. The sun burns out. The universe collapses. The void exists beyond our concept of material things, but we wish not to fade. And so that void grows within us. It is the only true opponent we will ever have. It is the only thing worth defeating. To fill the emptiness with our very being. To fight for the nature of existence itself. The fight to simply continue. So that we may fight another day. Another night, another indefinite moment, in an eternity that no longer holds separation. All right, so if you get to one of these poems in my book that doesn't have a rhyme scheme, that doesn't have a metered approach, but is something very, very freeform like that, feel free to imagine or to perform yourself some version of what you believe it says, how you think it should be told. Because the nature of these is written to be performative. I am a theater kid at heart. I I came up in drama club. I learned how to deal with people by learning how to project on a stage. At some level, I think I am more myself on stage than I am walking around a grocery store. And what's in here? It's not all just flowery language and beautiful flow. A lot of it is in how my heart was beating at the time. A lot of it is spoken not with this, but with this. And so, first performance of something like that. Again, that poem was called The Fight, I believe. Yes, I titled it The Fight. And it's here. I'm actually, I just wrapped up a day working on half a dozen poems for the next installment, which is still untitled, but believe me, there will be several follow-ups. I can't help it. Anyway, if you like it, if you hadn't ordered a copy, link below. And if you like the channel, definitely subscribe, share, so on, so forth, whatever. Hopefully one day I'll have a better set and backdrop to do this with, better lighting to be sure. Anyway, also linked below, regular stuff, the website, the store, etc. Of course, artwork is always bubbling up and being created, not just the writing. But anyway, peace, guys, and hope you enjoyed. I will not see you next time, but you'll see me.